Hey, soul survivors, we're going to talk a little bit more about the covert narcissist. And I also wanted to do a video about the naked narcissist. Now, this is an analogy. Overt is over the top. You can totally tell that they're narcissistic. They're all about themselves. So I'm going to, as an analogy, I'm not saying strippers are like this, but some strippers have no problem. Check me out, look at me. And they're fine with it. So the overt narcissist is kind of like that. Like, I don't care. I am who I am. Take it or leave it. Check me out. And they sometimes do it for attention. And the covert narcissist, take the naked narcissist and think about if you're a shy person, you're not gonna expose yourself and walk around naked outside and have no shame. You're gonna be a little more hidden, covered up. So the covert narcissist is kind of like that. So the people that they are around, you see them helping people. You see them going above and beyond for other people. That's because they have their clothes on, that mask on. So if you think about it, if you are one of those people who are shy about nudity, that the closer you are to someone, whether you have a good relationship with your doctor and a trust or an intimate relationship, to where you feel a little bit more comfortable about being naked around them. So because of being able to be vulnerable, you feel a connection with this person, that you trust them. But the narcissist wants to stay hidden to the outside world, but they start developing a relationship with you. So they feel that they can expose themselves. And I'm talking about their personality. So when you have a relationship with them, they will seep out who they are. You're going to start to see the true flaws. Just like if you saw me naked, you see my flaws. So you see the flaws in their personality because they are closer to you. Now, because they don't have that connection and the empathy, that they're just doing whatever. And they're saying things, doing things that can be quite disruptive and destructive to who you are as a person. So when they go out in the real world, they're trying to get so many people to like them that they go to great lengths for that. But when we're in a relationship with them, especially if you're an empathetic person, sometimes even the borderline will do the love bombing and showering them with attention. If you put them up on a pedestal, it changes our dynamics. And because of the shift that happens, we are trying harder and harder and harder. So we are making it more comfortable for them. The more comfortable they are, the more they will expose themselves. So they become entitled to this type of behavior. And I've been studying about conditioning. I came across a post about this one dog who every day they would lengthen, or I'm sorry, shorten his chain, uh, just one link. And they kept bringing him in closer and closer and closer till he had nowhere to go. He was just stuck to the post, and he was okay with it. He didn't freak out. It happened slowly over time. And if you think about COVID, how we did the 6 foot distance, that even now, I'd like your guys's comments, because when I go to the gas station, a lot of times there is still pretty close to that 6 feet uh, distance that people have become conditioned to. Not always, they are starting to inch a little bit closer, but it's still not like it was before, to where there is still more spatial distancing, because for how many years we were conditioned to do that. And people can be conditioned based on fear. So kind of fear was in us. Fear of death or getting sick or spreading it to people we love. So fear conditions people. And sometimes the fear you may have is, I don't know where I'm going to go. If we break up or get divorced, I don't have a place to go because we've been isolated. So when we try to reach out for help, sometimes people are like, what are you talking about? You guys need to work it out. You're being ridiculous. He's such a good person. He just came over and mowed my lawn, didn't even charge me, and took my garbage out. He's a sweetheart, and it can be a she, that they don't see what we see. And when we try to explain it, they're like, that would never happen because they are so covered in that facade. And it's almost impossible to have your friends relate unless they've been through a narcissistic, abusive relationship. They're going to not understand it. And it gets frustrating that the more we try, the less they do. And then when we pull back, they're so used to it. They've been conditioned to expect, in a sense, our love or our cleaning or our, some of you financial, whatever it is, that they will go their little temper tantrums. And those temper tantrums can be whether it's a rage, slashing your tires, stalking you, ruining new relationships you might have. If they don't want you to have a certain job, they'll figure out a way to get you fired. They can call your boss. They can, possibly put drugs in your coffee to make you fail a P test if you have a new job interview they don't want you doing. I know with mine, my degree was in criminal justice, and he did not want me. It's really interesting with him. He did not want me to be a cop, and my degree's in criminal justice, so he went through great lengths to not to interfere. And I had this one job interview. You want your partner to support you. And I said, look, can I use you as a reference? And he would not support me. I used him as a reference and he would not call the people back. And he ended up dating a chief of police. He didn't want a child, a woman with a child, but I had his child. And so when I was 7 months pregnant, he started dating. We broke up, and he started dating somebody who had a child, but he didn't want me because I was going to have a child, which was his own child. That it gets really confusing. Like, does any of this make sense? So narcissists will do things to punish you. Sometimes they know what they're doing, sometimes they don't. They are more impulsive. A lot of times they don't think things through, or if they do, they're very conniving on it, very calculated. So figuring out who is a narcissist, a lot of times it's just how you're feeling. Are you feeling like you're trying? Are you feeling like you're trying to connect? Do you feel like you're schooling them on, hey, this, if dinner's at 6:30, please be there at 6:30. If not, at least give me a call. Let me know you're going to be late. A lot of times they blow things off. Things do happen in life. That's why it gets even more difficult to figure out, is this circumstantial? Did they have to work over late? And a lot of times our gut will tell us what's up. But I have told a couple times that story of when one of my narcissists had said that his buddy got shot or killed himself, shot himself. And I'm like, here we go with another excuse. And I looked it up, and that was a legitimate thing. So usually my gut is spot on. But sometimes we get used to the lies. I had another incident with people I know where it seemed like a lie, but it wasn't, because you get so used to people lying that it's starting to get hard to decipher. So fact checking, if you're in a relationship where the trust is gone, and sometimes fact checking can help you build the trust. Like, okay, yeah, I probably shouldn't have doubted them, but I feel comfort. They were at work. I saw their car. I saw them in the office through the window. But we have to understand our issues, their issues, and the ideal relationship is where you guys trust each other, invest in each other, love each other. But over time with a covert narcissist, it's them exposing themselves. their soul. And when they get so comfortable, it's like they have no shame that anything goes. And their need to discard is based on all the trauma that they went through. It's a breakthrough through to where they are trying to break into adulthood. You know, as a teenager, you do the lies, the manipulation, the sneaking around, the this, the that, the breaking rules, or not waiting till you should, or whatever the stuff is that they get stuck. And sometimes narcissists are stuck at that temper tantrum stage, a 2-year-old stage. Now, the covert has realized that I can't keep throwing temper tantrums at work. I can't throw temper tantrums in the doctor's office. They still do sometimes, but they've learned coping skills that the people closest to them often get the brunt of it. And if somebody is going to be extremely abusive to you, it's going to throw you off kilter. It's going to kill your brain cells. It's going to start damaging your health. So when we're trying to talk with them, that's us saying we're not comfortable with this. We try to set up boundaries. They don't like boundaries. They don't like compromise. So it's a losing battle. Now, if you're with somebody and you guys are just starting to drift apart, you can either do some exercises to reconnect with the person. If somebody truly loves you, they'll listen to you and understand you. Don't have to agree with you, but they'll love you enough to understand your point. And then that's when you can make a plan. But the narcissist will shift things. They do that blame shifting, the projecting, that it's a vicious cycle to where there's no comfort. So if you're in a drifting apart relationship, you can find a comfort. Like, okay, you like this, I like that. Let's work on this. And there's still that connection. But a narcissist is like slamming you that, it gets to the point of almost no return, because now you're hurt and you're going to start saying things or being extra needy. And the more needy you are, the less they're going to want to be with you. They're going to see it as low value. So we need to have a safe spot. We need to have a relationship where we're comforted. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to log off now. I want to do a video on narcissistic parents because I need to do more on that. I know a lot of you have struggled with that. I'm sure there's some viewers who may be a narcissistic parent and trying to figure some things out. Because narcissists, there's a spectrum, and if they're willing to try for their children, there's ways to handle it. So I'll do more on narcissistic parents. Tell me your thoughts on this video. Topic requests are welcome and one-on-ones are available.